Hello, everybody. This is Robbie, and welcome to the finale of the first ever Neural Network November. And today we're finishing up the Goosebumps thing because it would not do anyone well to just end it off on a cliffhanger and then be like, "Oh, gotta get to the finale next year," because obviously you have the patience to wait that long. So, I mean, if it's a big project, then people probably have the patience, but this is just me reading a Botnik thing, so yeah, that probably wouldn't go over well. So, yeah, let's do this. Last time we tried traveling back in time and stuff with pushing buttons and stuff. So, yeah, there's obviously quite a bit to cover. So, let's go. And if you like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified about my latest videos. If you like this video, hit the like button and comment about what you thought about this event as a whole. With that out of the way, let's begin. So, we're confronted by a mummy, so usually in movies, pulling at the mummy's bandages makes it die, so let's try that. Kneeling in prayer, you reach for the mummy's dressing. This one is for Nick's face, you scream as you pull down with all your strength. Um, what? Who is Nick? But the bandages don't come loose. They are stuck as if they were glued to the monster. You feel empty and hopeless. You no longer believe in the Son of Man. The mummy rocks backward and forward in front of you. If it falls on you, you're crushed. Your life flashes before your eyes. You're 2 years old and your stomach rumbles with the promise of tasty garbage. Then you're 6, and up there on the Jelly King, and you crawl into a pile of filthy rags and try. Yes, and try not to throw up. Now it's your 18th birthday. You've been accepted into college, and Tombo the Man Piano is eating your feet. Who is Tombo the Man Piano? What? Finally, you let your children kill an old man before stealing his time machine. There's a lesson here, you assume? Probably. Like, maybe not be a coward? Then the mummy falls on you. You're crushed. At the end. So let's punch it. You you wind up your fist and hit the mummy right in the face. That's honestly pretty cool. Your hand hurts a little, but you're more worried about him. Haha, nice. The mummy topples over, and lets out a deafening clank. Wait a minute, clank? Mummies make a thud. You learned that in Mrs. Enkel's history class. I'm glad no one's commenting about how the name Enkel is, body part. Maybe Mrs. Enkel would be better off teaching body anatomy or something. Although probably want to avoid that class. Yes, you didn't know that the pharaohs were made of flesh and bone and guts, not metal. Robots go clank. You didn't know there were robots in ancient Egypt. Well, apparently there were. How about you just turn to page? Yeah, let's do that. That's when you remember. Your hometown used to have an amusement park with an ancient Egyptian theme. It was called Ancient Egypt World, and it was torn down not that long after you and Zoe missed school. You remember because your friend Brad was there without you, and some kid stood up on the Pharaoh coaster and it ripped his head off right in front of Brad, and Brad moved away the next day. I can see why. That's a really traumatic event to witness. Holy shit. How could you forget that? It's actually really stupid. Anyway, you see a digital clock on the wall, and it's almost 7:45 a.m. If you're in ancient Egypt world, you must have pressed the right button, which means your younger self is about to throw it all away. You'd better get home now. So you run the 2 blocks to your old house. On your way, you pass your mom driving to a job at the parrot factory. Your mom coughs. She was sick for a long time. You feel a little sad. And you get home just as the bus is pulling away. Looks like the cowboy of nerds will be lassoing his own way to school. You hear Sal, the bus driver, joke. Ha 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 ha. You chuckle. After all these years, that still makes you laugh. Ha 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 ha. Hey, who's that noise you hear? A small person asks. You turn your face toward your mom's dining room window. It's Zoe. She's not dead yet, but a child. And behind it, you can see yourself. This is crazy, you think. You forgot you and your cousin were equally large. We're deciding whether to take our feet to the schoolhouse. Oh, this is it, you think. The bad choice that destroyed my. Yeah, yeah, so you just skip. like cool kids. This is it, you think, the bad choice that destroyed my life. Who are you anyway? You ask you. What? I think you stands for young you. You gulp. You need to convince these kids that they've got to go to school. But it is telling them the truth the greatest idea? To tell you that you are you too, go to page 73. To lie to him, which is evil, but no, it isn't in this scenario. Like, oh, not because of the events in the universe, but because this book is it could get really, really confusing. Well, you stammer. You've decided to lie, but you're not sure how. I'm a fortune teller. You are, Zoe asked, amazed like a pro. It's working. I am. Would you like to make me tell you your future? Past you glares at past Zoe and then at future him. Tell us what happens if we skip school. He threatens. Oh boy, where to begin? You grow up like a complete failure. Bad children belong to you, and crying is always your job. You're a living human scum from the bathroom. You have to tape mints to your face just to see people smile. They look frightened. And you know what's the worst part? You ask. Brad isn't there. Young you starts shaking. That should do the trick. What happens to my mom, Zoe asks. I can't remember, you reply. Did it work? The kids look at each other. I guess we better go over Zombie Forest then, Zoe says. Young you nods in agreement. Hooray! Hey, you saved. You smile proudly as the past people march away. But what happens to you now? All of a sudden, you feel kind of weird. You look down at your hands. You're starting to fade. Ah, it feels so bad inside. Your head throbs and drips a lousy tingling sensation all over your neck and shoulders and brain. Your eyes sting enough to rip them out, but your fingertips are busy burning strange. You don't even have wings, but it feels like sharp needles are piercing them anyway. It's downright painful. Then it stops. You open your eyes. Is everyone dead? You're walking next to young Zoe. A dog with a microphone is saying mean things. Up ahead is a bridge. You realize what has happened. You've turned into your past self, the one you just convinced to go to school. You've taken his place. Oh, and all your adult memories are gone, by the way. All right. And then, yeah, it just transitions back into a story that happens if you chose the other option. So let's choose the different options. Telling them the truth. Yeah, listen, you idiot, you start telling yourself. You can't stay here today. I'm you from the future. And it is really important, but before you can finish your sentence, young you clutches your heart and falls to the ground. So screams, oh dear, you gave yourself a heart. Oh dear, you gave yourself. Ah, you can't believe your eyes. You've become a dead body. An unexpected end for the king of the cupboard. Why did you tell the truth? Why? This is terrible. Or is it? Suddenly it occurs to you, you can take your place. You can go to school with Zoe. You can help Brad dunk. You can fix your entire life. Not you. You see what I mean? It's kind of confusing. Like, which you is it talking about? Like, not you as in young you as in new you. I'm guessing this is why they never have a time traveling thing in these books, huh? It's so confusing. You explain everything to Zoe and she smiles instead of dying. Zoe is the coolest. You break into Abu's car and drive the two of you to school. Because, yeah, that's not going to get you in trouble or anything. No. You can drive yourself? Zoe exclaims. This rules. You make it to school just as the game's about to start. Coach Crowley looks at you in surprise. Kid, what happened to you? Just say growth spurt and hope for the best. Growth spurt, you tell Coach Crowley. You're not going through the whole horrible story again. And especially when it killed you. Okay, Coach says, and that you and Brad high-five each other, and the game begins to rumble. When you're bigger than a pile of eggs, basketball is over easy. You're super out of shape, but you wipe the rain from the floor with the other team. What does that even mean? Every time they shoot, you catch the ball and pass it to Brad. By the time it's game over, the crowd is cheering and calling you officer. You won. I'm starting to think that enough hope. Yeah, probably. Being a kid is a piece of cake when you're 30. You know everything at school. You get to stand at the back of photos, and your mom wouldn't dare use the hook. You grow up to become a $100 bill maker, and you marry your high school sweetheart. And she doesn't have vampires. Okay, so that's good ending number 2. And let's see what else happens. So, let's stand up for ourselves. Stop it, you shout at your family, but no one can hear you over the sound of slurping. You'll have to do a plan. You look around the room, desperately searching for a way to save Dr. Backpack. You spot a jar of pickles standing beside a toy phone booth and a robot policeman suspended next to a chimp trained to be scared. That's not all you see. In the back of the lab is an old cracked mirror, and in front of that, a smelly white bulb. Is it a light bulb? That gives you an idea. So, this is brilliant, you think, as you sneak over to the garlic. Dr. Backpack is as good as saved. You put the mirror in position, and you're about to frighten the chimp when suddenly you hear knocking. And I have coin to adventure, someone yells happily. It's so! She's back already. The vampires stop what they're doing and look up and see you. You try telling them to go home and get to sleep. You say their mother will be really mad if she gets home and no one's here. You even offer to help finish Dr. Backpack off. But the vampires don't listen. They never listen to you, and this is the end. But hey, at least Zoe's next. That's apparently a bright side. So anyway, how about different choices? Maybe we go to the scream place? You hear screams as soon as you push the door open the door. That's it. Hope it was really fun for you to be in your own scream room. Okay, nothing happened there. So, like, oh my god, that's weird. So, how about we listen? You love to ruin the bathroom, but maybe there's more fun to be trampled on here. Lay it on my brain, you beg. Let's say time is like a pair of kids pretending to be sunglasses, Dr. Backpack begins. Space is the man in the white coat was munching on alien eggs. Then you could think of my machine as the cut-off genes. You zone out. I mean, probably from the fact that your brain is too busy trying to process all of this weird shit at the very beginning, and so the only option it can think of is to just no and just do that, basically. About 10 minutes later, the scientist finally stops talking, squeezing the life out of an orange. Does that make sense? He asks. No, it does not. At all. It didn't even make sense the moment you started talking. And got it, you reply. Dr. Backpack has oily skin. That's funny, you think. Then you hear someone entering the house. It must be Zoe with the good doctor's money. But she couldn't be back already, could she? I don't know, maybe check turning to page 70? You have to wait all of 10 seconds for your answer. It's not Zoe at all, it's the vampires. They must have turned into bats and followed you here. These people are my children, you explain. The vampires look around their lips and you take a step back. Dr. Backpack follows your lead. Hello, Dr. Backpack chuckles nervously. You can see the veins running through the skin. He probably looks tasty. Our only chance is to run, you whisper. You know there's no point in trying to reason with them. They're going to drain all of Dr. Backpack's blood, and maybe your blood too. Suddenly, Dr. Backpack starts to run. You can't believe it. He's running away without you. Maybe you should follow him. After all, he probably knows the best places to hide in his own house. Then again, maybe if you split up and zoom to the top level, you'll have the better chance of not being cornered by the Neckbite twins. Yeah, you'll only be cornered by one of them. And 1 against 1 is fair. Actually, why am I saying that? Narcissistic of course is fair. So the big one is laughing. How about we just run upstairs? You race up the stairs. If Dr. Backpack doesn't need you, you don't need him. He might know where to go, but you know how vampires think. You wipe a drop of sweat from your eyes. The second floor is a blur of horrors. Books on top of clothes, armchairs on top of hot dog wagons, Coca-Cola cans everywhere. The whole thing is a horrible mess. Then you see it on the floor. Tiger guts. You're not sure how you know they're guts of a tiger, but you do. What a nightmare. You glance around wondering where they keep the mops. Just when you're about to go back downstairs, you take a closer look at the tiger inside. It looks like a maze, you think. Maybe the guts are trying to tell you something. Maybe if you beat the maze, you'll discover a great place to hide. I need help with this maze, you scream. The friendly maze monkey pops up from the maze and is immediately snatched by its greatest enemy, the maze monkey eagle, the circle of life. What? Okay, that's completely pointless and confusing. And now, here's a maze. So, this doesn't really, I like the maze itself because it wasn't constructed by an AI probably, but so you have to do a confusing maze of twisting shapes to find a hiding spot. Use a pen. Ah, yes, I could just use my trusty pen. Well, time to write on the computer screen. And because, that's going to do wonders for the computer itself. So basically, this would work if it wasn't just this. Anyway, so you probably don't want to see me do this maze, so I'll just, leave it on screen for a bit so that you can play along at home if you want. Meanwhile, I need a drink. There isn't really a time limit for this. You can just pause the video. I'm giving you ample time to. Anyway, so if you solve the maze, it's great. The tiger guts speak of a nearby room with doors locked, windows are boarded up, and all are safe from evil. You race over to the ancient room. This better work. Inside, you find a wooden baseball bat. If the lock fails, this will come in handy. You look around for dessert, or maybe a magic lantern. But that's ridiculous, and you feel silly. You start replacing light bulbs. Then you hear something in the hall. Footsteps. The vampires are approaching. Some maze that was. You glance anxiously at the door. I'm dead the moment the lock pops open, you think. You need to get out of here. The room has no doors, but wait, the guillotine. It must be the key to a trap door. You decide to stick your head in it. Okay, so, time to bet. Oh, betting $1 million that this leads to a bad ending? Yup. The sharp can't cut this neck, you scream like a hero. A stupid fucking hero, shoving your head in the big head hole. Click, swoosh, bam, sploosh, your head guts are now floor guts. Nice going, moron. Why was that even a choice in the first place? It should just be to remember your bat. Turn to page 75. So, oh yeah, you think you grip the baseball bat tightly and hold it high above your head. The vampires are in for a beating because maybe it's your own fault for this. Maybe you didn't raise your children right, Probably developed this mischievous attitude from childhood. Don't abuse your children. Please don't. The door swings open, and ever so suddenly crush it as you in your head first, knocking you flat and crushing a special light bulb pile underneath your doofus feet. Oh, you moan. The vampires are here, Zoe tells you in a panic. I know, you reply. How did you know I was here? The bloody footprints, she points at the floor. Tiger guts. Wait, what's that? You can hear footsteps again, and laughter. So, your stepkids have no trouble finding you. And thanks to Zoe, your bat is all the way across the room. Wanna see my gun? What? You wanna see my gun? You ask your cousin loudly, but the vampires don't believe you. It's no use. You stick your head back in the guillotine. This way you won't have to hear her scream. Yeah, great. Whoa. Wait, maybe Zoe wants to chop her head off too. You look around for something to sharpen the blade, but all you can see is the tube. Of course, the tube. You yank the tube. A dozen police cars flash through the wall. Vampires are in trouble now, you announce. Okay? Everywhere you turn, you see police cops. Some have human bodies with human heads. Some are covered in armor, and you assume are machines. One of the officers asks for permission to drive a stake through your son's heart. Yes, you say both of them. Dr. Backpack runs up to you and Zoe and gives you a warm smile. Thanks for saving me, he says. How can I repay you? Send us back in time, you reply coldly. You haven't forgot that he left you. Of course, Dr. Backpack says happily as he turns on his invention. You smile at Zoe. At last, you're getting what you came for. Then he stops. He turns to you with a gleam in his eye. I've got an idea. Oh no. Okay. The past tastes lousy, Dr. Backpack says. It's all farms and leather chairs. Well, I mean, if you go back far enough to a point where industrialism didn't exist, then yeah, it probably is. What if you went to the future instead? The future? You haven't even thought of that. But it sounds like fun. You love futuristic looking things, and you've always wanted to drink on the moon. If you go forward far enough, everyone will know, and will have died. Just spaceships zoning you. You return to your cousin. Let's do it. Let's hurtle this time truck down route unknown. You and Dr. Backpack slap each other, high fives for a good analogy. The whole point was to save my mom, Zoe protests, but that simply is not true. Oh my god! Dr. Backpack loads you and Zoe into the time machine. Then he presses a button and jabs you in the arm through time. Your vision fills with smoke and clocks. There are thousands of them. They all talk. Through the corner point, you see two possible paths to the future. One shows you fighting a big spy with a spear and an oil slick. Well, we gotta gauge our options. Even if the first one rules, maybe the other one rules harder. Spears are cool, you think, but it wasn't what you had in mind. As you turn toward the second path, your head shakes in anticipation. Come on, baby choo-choo, you yell. Dad wants a space train. What the fuck? You squint hard, but the clock shower is so thick that you can't quite see. And underneath all the you think you hear choo-choo. Yes, it's future o'clock, and you're pulling up the space station. This is wonderful, you think. You grab Zoe by the hand and race towards your new life. All right. You and your cousin hop on board the space train just in time. And the conductor walks up to you. Ticket, please. We don't have ticket, you explain to him. My cousin and I are from the past. We're in charge now. Because that's how this shit works. Thanks. You give Zoe a wink before hitting the conductor in the mouth and stealing his hat. The passengers start applauding and cheering. Because, yes. Was the conductor an asshole or something? A beautiful blonde woman in a spacesuit approaches. We hated the conductor, she explains. He was taking too long to get to Mars. If you could steer a train faster, we'll give you 100 pounds. Piece of cake, you reply. Not confidently. Next stop, Mars. Without taking your eyes off her, which is kind of stupid, because you need to focus on stuff, you and Zoe make your way to the front of the train. You pull a lever and the train starts tugging along at the speed of light. The journey is over in minutes, and the mysterious woman is very impressed. Shouldn't that be seconds? The speed of light is extremely fast. In fact, I could look it up for you. It's 299,792,458 meters per second. Or 6.706 xe plus 8. Which is so fast. It's so fast. And the mysterious woman's butt. She blows you a kiss from the platform, but you ignore it. You've got other steps. All aboard. The end. So that's 3 good endings. But what about the first one? You know right away that this is the future for you. Without even counting to 3, you hurry down onto the secret agent and pick up your spear. Wait for me, Zoe cries. But you don't. I was not expecting you, the spy says. The smell of oil fills your nostrils. The shore of the river is as black as the big man's suit. What happened here, you ask, trying not to slip. A commercial ship had a spill, he replies. It's my job to tell the government. Not if I can help it. You swim over to the agent and swing your spear. Apparently, it's spilled. Why? He blocks it with his cane and the fight begins. But it's passed like seconds. The spy shows no sign of backing down. In desperation, you throw your spear. It misses, and you're surprised to find you only had one. Finally, the spy slices your brain and cheek. It's over. You lie there back in red. But you've lived more in 5 minutes than you have in your nicest dreams, and you die a huge golden man with a smile. The end. This is an okay. It's a bittersweet ending. You're dead, but I guess you die happily, so it's okay. Kinda. I don't know. Well, either way, how about what happens if we turn to page 64? You either cheated or are stupid. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Oh, okay. I didn't even notice. There's literally no way to get to the page 64 thing, so yeah. Just wanted to hear that sound again. Don't think I got to properly hear it over all that talking. So you either cheated or are stupid. The punishment is the same. You open a door, the wrong one. You're face to face with a mirror, and a wizard's sudden chuckle gives you a start. You think, did he transform my shirt into a way worse shirt? You glance down and gasp. Jean jacket, no shirt. Will that be good in summer? Not winter, though. Oh, you're in a mirrors and you look like a tool. I want out, you holler crazily. Then you get an idea. Run back out to the hall. You smack your head because you've seen people do that when a thing is obvious. Then you turn around. But the door is gone. You glance around for a way out of this, but we have taken the exits away. What? We have taken the exits away. Who is we? Like the people who wrote the book or something? You'll have to look at your reflection that's here for eternity, or until you starve. Yes, that's right, sob. Holy shit, since when did we get sadistic? But anyway, back to other choices. Let's follow Dr. Backpack. It's safer to chase up to Dr. Backpack than to go your own way out of spite. Oh, you're probably right. You follow the doctor down hallway into a room full of moldy furniture and rotten gunk, and he swings the door shut. Let's set up a barricade. Hey, did you say only trying to help? Shh, Dr. Backpack snaps. You don't like that. Then he points to something very big on the floor. You think you better rethink your mouth. Suddenly, Dr. Backpack says, I'm Backpack. That's obvious. Like, so obvious. You tell him to be quiet, but it's too late. Vampire tigers from under the bed hear him and eat him. There's got to be a better place to keep the vampire tigers. What? Why are there vampire tigers in the first place? What? Okay, so then they look up at you, their fangs glinting in the dim light. You're still hungry? You laugh. Going deeply, the tigers jump through the air majestically to have a big bite. At least they're majestic about it. Okay, so we could either say thanks, it feels wonderful, which no it wouldn't, or hit the tigers on the nose with a rolled up magazine like you would with a frickin' fly. Except it's not a fly, it's a big tiger. Alright, well, hitting a tiger on the nose with a rolled up magazine might not do much, but hey, better than just saying something. You use the October edition of Men Dressed Well and oof, yikes, yow, what? The vampire tigers take a step back. They look surprised. Vampire tigers aren't scarier to you than regular tigers because regular tigers already have fangs and they can really crunch up your skull so it doesn't make a big difference. I am scared of you because you are tigers so you could declare with confidence, not because you are vampire tigers. The vampire tigers not in calm understanding and crunch up your skull. Okay? That did nothing. So, let's just say a thing. So this is the best, you coward. I love bites. Okay, but tigers don't know what to do. You're a big charmer. You might just be alright. That's when the vampire children burst through the door, expecting a feed. Covered in teeth marks and science teacher, you give them your most pathetic look, and they laugh. You tell them that they can keep the tigers as pets if they agree to spare you and your cousin. They nod yes, and you go home thinking you are the best. Big deal. You thought it bad before. Vampire pets are even worse than vampire kids, and the four of them were all over you. You never stand up for yourself. Now you get to be their slave for the rest of your life. Oh boy. Yeah. So, moral, please just you stand up for yourself. Just, okay. So, let's do differently. So, maybe scissors? You throw scissors and Zoe throws rocks. You lose and it's humiliating. I win, says the smugly. Take these quarters and use them to buy some more. You don't think that's how it works. Go on, kid, and start the backpack now. Zoe hands you 3 coins, and you set off to find the other 49.25. You kick your dry, brown legs for choosing wrong. Of course, Rock, you sob. If it is cool and water and you walk down Dr. Backpack's street, is that money, you wonder on a piece of paper? It isn't. A few trucks begin laughing uncontrollably at you from behind a giant tree. Oh my god. You're into it, but they all stop when you laugh too. Bummer. You slowly trudge forward with clenched body parts through 3 feet of thick milk. What? Every few minutes, you kneel down and drink a little. Then you see something wicked drip down the night sky. Okay? High in the air, a plane explodes, and a big mess lands squarely at your feet. Whatever it is, it must have escaped before the crash. You can't believe how yummy your jeans are. Hmm? Out from under the parachute emerged the 2 core members of Rush. The guitar guy is dead, they say perfectly together. Can you please be in Rush with us? Say what? What? Let's just join. Yeah, you scream, practically shouting. You love the band Rush. Your dream has come true. You join them on stage the following night. The crowd clap their hands and tug at your shoelaces, calling your name. You don't know how to play, but no one is listening. You strike the little guitar with your hand and your fans go bananas. You feel like the creator of all things. I could get used to this, you think. Then you see 2 pale faces in the distance. It's the vampires, and they're laughing at your music. You're shocked. Who gave them tickets? You're about to be sick when you get an idea. You walk up to a microphone and begin to say, this next song is about vampires. If you see any vampires tonight, make them feel bad. You start rocking and the whole stadium cheers, pushing and shoving anyone who looks undead. Your vampire children leave looking glum. Someone kicks their teeth in on the way out. This is a happy ending, apparently. That's good ending number 4. Okay, so let's hold out for a better rock group. You wait around for a long time before you realize there is no better rock group than Rush. You keep going, as furious as a bear's skull for being so stupid. Never mind, you think. I'll get the money, and everything will go just merrily. You find the cash machine and give yourself 50 bags of dollars. Yes, when you return to Dr. Backpack's, the front door is unlocked. You let your body in. Inside you hear laughter. It sounds like a party. Party! Zoe is laughing. Dr. Backpack and 2 more voices that sound really familiar. You walk into the lab to find out who it is. Oh, rats. It's your 2 vampire children, and they've turned your cousin and the scientist into vampires. Ah, you cry, disgusting. Why are you doing this? The kid sticker. Calm down, Zoe says with fangs. We like being a vampire. What? It's true, Dr. Backpack continues. Vampires can live forever, and we get to drink blood. It's the best. But I don't want to be a vampire. I'm a human that loves this kind of thing. You mean garlic. Please don't bite me. Bite you? Zoe surprised. We don't want to bite you. What? If you become a vampire, we'd have to hang around with you for eternity. Dr. Backpack says, and we hate you. You look to Zoe, who nods. You're a complete nerd, she says. The children laugh in time with your healings. Now go home before you ruin our good time. Dr. Backpack says, firmly pointing to the door. No doubt about it, you're the worst, but look on the bright side. At least you'll die someday. The depressing end. Like, Jesus Christ. Nice. So let's do different. Never mind. Maybe there's different choices here somewhere. Nope. Okay, so finally, before we finish it, there's this one. Meeting a Great Dane in a vest. No choices lead to that. At all. But let's see. You're about to pet the beautiful zombie when, ouch, your foot is caught on something. You look down impatiently. Well, 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 if it isn't the bloody top half of another undead cowboy having himself a bit of a chew. Wait, what? Where's the context? Again, no choices ever lead to anything having to do with Great Danes. I mean, okay, so get on your own feet, partner. You pick up the guy and hurl him in a spikes pit. You are cruel. Ooh. You have yourself a quick sneeze. That's weird. You wanted to sneeze before. Suddenly, spooky germs blast through your blood and up to your brain. They melt your important thinking parts and turn them into moan and groan parts. Oh yeah, you guessed it, baby. It's zombie time. Oh, okay. Okay then. You are more revolting than ever before. Of course. Of course, this route would take every chance it could get to insult the character. And all you want is to get your mouth on some brains. The good news is that Zombie Forest is the perfect place for you. The bad news, you're stuck here for good. Alright, so let's look for other choices. Wait, there are no other choices here, so yeah, that's it for the Botnik Goosebumps thing, and that's also it for Neural Network November. This was a bit of an experimental thing, so hope you enjoyed it. And next time I'll see you for some games, because I think we've all been missing those quite a bit. See ya.